Hey there, private practice success community. This is Gerda here. I am, of course, a clinical psychologist in your private practice success business coach and mentor. And welcome to the page. If this is your first time watching one of my live streams, please say hi and hello in the comments so that I know you are here and I can celebrate that with you. I'm always looking forward to welcoming new practice owners to this page and to the PPS community. So I've just got a quick message for you guys today, and it's the title of this live stream, which is to back yourself. But you can assume what it is that I want to talk about, but I'm going to tell you the full story. So this morning I was out on my morning run, as I try and do most mornings. The ideal is for me to go running 5 mornings a week, like Monday to Friday. My average is 4 mornings a week, and my minimum is 3. So I'm fairly flexible when it comes to my running. You know, I try not to book anything else in my mornings, but sometimes, especially when I need to meet up with people that's in the US, that has to happen in the early mornings. So like 3 to 5 times a week, I do go running, and it is my movement meditation. That is what my running is for me. And this morning, I was running. And lately I've been running with a running app. It's called Running. It's not very creative, the name of the app, but it says what it does. And I've really been enjoying running with the app. So to make a long story short, the app actually tells you to walk for a warm-up, and then it tells you to run for 2 minutes, and it tells you to rest, like walk for 30 seconds. So you do what the app tells you to do. And this morning, the app told me to run, and I did running, and then it said, and I thought it might say time to walk, it said, no, you need to sprint for the next 15 seconds at 80% of your full capacity. So I started sprinting and running, and I'm thinking to myself, and I caught myself having this thought like, what the fuck, Gerda? You call this running? This is not running. This is not 80% of your full capacity. This is not even 40%, but actually it is 80% of my full capacity. It's just not what it used to be like. And you know, and that's the like the mental talk that's happening for me as I'm running. And then all of a sudden that made my memory, me think of, like when you're in the school runs. I'm not sure if you guys have ever done like, what's it called, like athletics carnivals, right, at school with the kids. And sometimes what they do is at the end of the day they have like parent races where the parents would do like 50, 100-meter race to see who wins. And I'm one of those people that I'm sitting in the stands, and they go, oh, it's the parent races, and I think, yeah, I need to go do that because I'm gonna win, right? I'm a fast runner, I can do this, I can sprint, I'm gonna win. And which is so crazy, like, I'm not going to win. There's parents there like 20 years younger than me. I will probably laugh, be last and then just laugh about it. But when I thought about it, I thought, okay, that's interesting, because I know that's what I think always. I always think, of course I'm going to win, right? And the message behind that is, when I self-reflected, was that I tend to back myself. This might be a silly example, but it's actually how I operate in business. It's how I operate in the business decisions that I make, right? Once I've made a decision, I truly back myself. Yes, I do have those moments of having the imposter syndrome, of thinking, oh, I'm not sure, those self-doubt, but I work through that pretty quickly. And then I decide, this is what I'm going to do. And then I back myself 100%. And I truly believe that this has been a large part of my success over the years in starting, building and growing and scaling multiple businesses. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you guys is because other things has been happening this week as well. And I have had so many practice owners who have group practices reach out to me and ask me, Gerda, I'm not 100% sure, but I wanted to check in with you whether the management team trifecta training is for me. So you may or may not be aware that tomorrow I am running my management team trifecta training. So the management team training is all about how do you as a practice owner get to step out of the day-to-day operations? How do you put in place a team to support you so that you can really step into that CEO role, into that founder role where you get to be the visionary, get to set the direction, but the actual doing, the integration of that vision, the day-to-day running and operations get done by your team, right? And multiple people have reached out to me via messenger, email, and just said, I don't know if do you think this is right for me? Do you think I'm ready to have a management team? Do you think I'm big enough for a management team? Do you think this is too big a risk to take right now? And these are often practice owners where I know them pretty well by now, some better, more than others. And I'm thinking, like 100% you are, right? Just from the little that I know about you, that I've seen of you, of course, you're going to rock having a management team, right? And I think a lot of times as practice owners, we don't back ourselves enough, right? We especially when there's such a big next step, because this is a pretty big leap for a lot of us, right? Getting a management team is not a small step. It's not a very simple step, right? There's a lot that goes into it. So for a lot of us, it is a huge deal. It's a big deal going just to that place where you think, you know what, it is okay for me to have a management team. That it's not douchey, that it's not like, oh, I'm now all this all of a sudden because I have a management team. I'm so good, my business is so big, because we are very humble in our industry and we hate to be seen as overconfident. And I think what happens then is that we don't back ourselves in these decisions because it is really big. So today what I want to do is really acknowledge that, it is a big deal. Saying yes to having your own management team. But I also want you to realize that you do not have to go just from you to having 3-4 people in your management team, right? That would be a bit of all or nothing thinking. There is a gradual process to getting to the place, for example, where I am at in my business, where I'm able to live here in Agnes Water, which is 6.5 hours drive from where my group private practices are in Brisbane, Kapalaba, Loganholme in Brisbane, that's where the practices are. I've got very little involvement. Yes, I still get to set the strategic vision. Yes, I still get to meet with my principal psychologist for 60 minutes once a week, but that's it. It's pretty hands-off, but I didn't get here overnight, right? And that's not the expectation that you need to put upon yourself. But I also don't want you to hold yourself back from doing it, right? It's getting a management team is one of the best things I could have done for myself. You know why? Because it gave me an immense sense of freedom, and not only a sense, real actual freedom. People often go into business for themselves because they say they want flexibility. They want the freedom to do what they want, when they want, for how long they want, with whomever they want. But we know that that is very often a trap, right? Because you tend to work even harder and even longer when you work for yourself. But having a management team helps you to have true freedom to, go and lie on the beach the whole day if you want, and the whole week actually, or do other stuff like I do, right? If I did not have a management team, I could not have started Source Health. I could not have done what I do here as part of Private Practice Success Australia. So having a management team has allowed me to really multiply and multiply again and again my ripple effect of helping people. So if you have been sitting on the fence, I really want to just give you a little shove. I'm going to want to shove you off the fence so that you can fall into my neck of the woods where we go, you know what? I actually deserve a management team. I'm going to embrace having a management team. And if you've been thinking about it and you think, I would not know where to start, Gerda, then do consider coming and joining us tomorrow at 11:30 on Zoom. You'll get a link for the management team training. It's called the Management Trifecta. If you cannot make it live because you might be seeing clients or something, it will be recorded and you can watch it after the fact. I have currently got 30 slides. I actually printed them out to do like a check for spelling and grammar that I'm gonna work you guys through, and we're gonna look at defining what does it mean to have a management team within an allied health practice. We're going to look at the purpose of your management team. We're going to look at what do I mean when I refer to it as being a trifecta. We're going to talk about the when is the right time to start it. Then we're going to look at the how, which is really important. Then I'm going to share with you the 3 versions of my own team and how my team has grown over the years. And I've got some lovely org charts. I'm so professional. And then I'm going to set out what each of those primary roles look like in terms of how many clinical days, how many practice management days, what I pay them, all of that type of stuff. I'm going to show you version 2.0 of my team. And then again, talking through each of the roles, and then the extra person I added. Then I'm going to talk you through the expanded hybrid version, and again, the roles associated with that one. Then I'm going to take you through the Fab 5 principles for managing your management team success, which is really 5 important principles that you need to follow in order to do this really well. Then we're going to look at how do I ensure ongoing success, because it's not just about hiring somebody, telling them this is your job description, now you're going to do your thing. There is, especially when you just get started, there is 3 important checkpoints along the way that you need to be aware of in order to make sure that this all goes according to plan. I'm going to share you with you what that is. Then we're going to have a Q&A section. And of course, you also get 4 job descriptions as part of this process. So I'm giving you the 4 job descriptions of my 4 main people. And then I'm also going to give you a template report. This is the monthly report I get from my principal psychologist, that wherein she reports to me everything that she is doing, which sets out basically all the KPIs that she reports on. And you're going to get all of that stuff as part of being at the training. So basically, you're going to get everything you need in order to start your own management team. Nothing will be standing in your way. And I know that might be the scary thing, because I know how you are. Half of you are scared of failing, of doing this, investing money in training, and then failing at it, or just not doing anything about it. And half of you, the other half, are probably scared of being successful in terms of, what will happen if I actually do this thing and get success from it? How's my life going to change? How's things going to be different? So I just want to acknowledge that doing something like this is a big step. It is a scary process, but I know that you can do it. You just need to back yourself and it will be all good. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you've got any other questions around tomorrow's training, please let me know just in the comments here and I will answer those for you. Otherwise, I'll see you at the training. Or until next time, remember, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. Bye for now.